Good evening, folks. It's Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project on Sunday, December 10th, 9:23 p.m. Mountain Time, bringing you a grand solar minimum update. We'll get to what will happen when 3200 Phaethon sweeps past Earth on December 16th at the end of the video. Let's go to Null School and look at the fires burning. Here we see Southern California. It looks as if the actual intensity in this area has increased since yesterday, and there has been an enlargement of the Tijuana fire, as well as the jungle fire here in Mexico. There are 4 fires in Mexico. We can then come up into the Yukon and see the Yukon fires. There's 8 I can see here. One of our subs told me that there's a small fire right outside of his cabin up here. Could be one of these. That's a heads up. A lot of burning. But what we're going to cover is historical data on the fact that California has been on fire historically during the medieval warm to epic proportions. And this is preserved in the tree ring data and the giant sequoia. Now, according to Governor Jerry Brown, global warming is to blame for the fires. And these are the new normal. And it will take a heroic effort to save the world. I wish he checked with the University of Arizona and looked at the papers and some of the graduate work they've done there. And he would easily find this information with a quick Google search. But he's an idiot and a politician, which is basically a liar. California's Western Sierra had more frequent fires between 800 and 1300 than at any time in the last 3,000 years. And this is based on actual data from the fires. You can go look at them here in the wood. Huge fire. Another huge fire. Look at the periodicity of these statewide forest fires. It's about every 40 years. Tons of fires. Near a 3,000-year record from 52 of the world's oldest trees show that California's Western Sierra was droughty and often fiery from 1800 to 1300. Wonder when that was. Well, let me see. Here's 1800 and here's 1300. Oh, it was during the medieval warm. Kind of like the modern warm. Only there were more fires back then because it was warmer. I'll leave you links to all this nonsense. 3 dead, 500,000 without power, numerous records broken as winter storm hits the U.S. South. Nearly 500,000 people were left without power, and 3 have died as the grand solar minimum descends across the northern hemisphere. The storm dumped rare snow in the deep south, in many places breaking records as far back as 130 years. Take a look. On the same day, Brownsville had its third accumulating snowfall since records began in 1895. And here, a record back to 1929, 1963. And currently, there is a heavy lake effect snow warning for you guys. Monday night into Tuesday, a quick clipper. And regarding temperatures, the East Coast is 5 to 15 degrees below average today. You'll moderate tomorrow, guys, but it's cold up there. The plains will be 10 to 25 degrees below average. And this is a heads up. Weekend storm brings record daily snow to Philly, my stomping ground there. 4.1 inches broke the 1942 record at 2.9. Boom. Look how happy these ladies are that the grand solar minimum is coming to Philly. They're just so excited. They're like, did you see it snowing? It's so cold out. Oh my God. Scottish flights canceled as snow shuts down English airports. It's for real, Scotland. Heavy snow across parts of the country is causing disruptions to Scottish flights departing from Edinburgh and Glasgow. Heavy snow across parts of England and Wales is causing widespread disruption to Scottish flights. All flights from Birmingham Airport were temporarily suspended this morning after snowfall closed the runways. Schools are also being closed, guys, and this is just coming in. Huge pileup. Heavy snow causes an 11-car pileup on the A19 as cold weather sparks road, rail, and flight chaos across Britain, forcing hundreds of schools to close. The dramatic collision took place at 8 p.m. on A19 southbound in County Durham. It's thought the road will be closed until at least midnight following the crash between A689 and A1027 junctions. As much as 13 inches of snow has fallen in parts of the UK, as forecasters warn some communities could be cut off. Highways England said the incident is expected to cause delays. Please allow extra time for your journey. An unexpected heavy snow? Are you kidding me? They should have subscribed to the channel. Jesus. Snow bomb batters Britain. Road hits with black ice and schools closed after minus 15 C. We've been calling for minus 10 for a week in England for 2 weeks. For this week. Did they not get the memo? Black ice has turned the roads into death traps. Well, those of you who don't know what black ice is, it's usually happens over overpasses and bridges right around the freezing mark because the wind causes the windshield to be much lower over them. So as you're driving 50 on what appears to be wet roads, all of a sudden, you're dead. Deadly black ice on roads and temperatures were expected to plunge as low as minus 15. That's a heads up, guys. Let's get to some earthquakes. This is some hilarious mainstream nonsense that I'd like to share with you. Earthquake of 4.5 magnitude hits Jammu and Kashmir, according to the Seismological Center. Look at this picture. A medium intensity earthquake 4.5 hits Jammu and Kashmir today. There were no reports of loss of life or property damage. And that is why we have this picture of a 9.0 catastrophe under this. Fearmonger much? That's just hilarious. Here's the current seismic map. It's a normal amount of moderate earthquakes happening globally. Nothing of note. But we did have an uptick here, and we're waiting for maybe a quake to occur, but the space weather is calm. It is back up into normal K range. There has been an earthquake swarm in Skjaldbreidur Volcano. Skjaldbreidur Volcano, Iceland, in the Bardabunga area, is a giant caldera. If this baby erupts, it will cool the planet. An intense earthquake swarm is in progress at the southern end of Phaethon volcano system at Lungjukup ice cap. Since early Saturday on the 9th, more than 100 quakes have been registered within 48 hours, with 4 above M3. There have not been earthquakes as large as these in the area since 1992. In my opinion, experts believe the quakes are not a sign of an imminent eruption. As well as me, I don't agree that this is an imminent eruption, but that is a large displacement of magma in the subsurface, which is a precursor to a large eruption. In the future, in the near future, this cosmic ray increase is going to continue to press the muons into the subsurface, heating that magma. Update, we've got Sabankaya today with intermittent ash, as well as Agung and Sinabung. It's not safe in Bali, kids. As early as 1561, a Swiss botanist named Konrad Gessner observed the effects of heated walls on fruit growth. And this is an interesting article on how they thought that this was an agricultural fad, and now they're starting to understand that in hindsight, it was helpful in light which has since become known as the Little Ice Age, a period of global temperature cooling starting in the 1600s. Well, guys, the Little Ice Age began right here. It's around 1250, and it lasted all the way to 1800. So they had all this time, hundreds of years of failure, to figure out what to do. And this is what we are going to need to do. We're going to need to be building these walls They protect against frost. They're passive solar. They create microclimates to the south. They store heat in the stone. These are very thick structures, so they stay warm all night. They create warm pools of air, preventing frost from winds. It's just some interesting technology that we're going to be using. Now let's talk about 3200 Phaethon. It is going to be sweeping by us. This mysterious rock comet is the parent body of the Geminids, which are going to peak on the 13th and 14th. And then this baby, a 3-mile wide hunk of rock, will be at perihelion on the 16th at 2300 UTC. I'll leave you links to all this. On the peak mornings of the 2017 Geminid meteor shower, the 13th and 14th, the moon will be in a waning crescent, visible only shortly before dawn, and near 2 planets before dawn. Even more importantly, a curious body known as 3200 Phaethon, sometimes called a rock comet, because it displays both cometary and asteroidal characteristics, which is thought now to be the source of the Geminid meteors. It's going to be gliding by us. And what will happen? No one knows for sure how many meteors you might see, or if this year's shower will be extra special, because 3200 Phaethon is nearby and part of the actual meteor shower. But it's a fact that when a parent comet is nearby, a meteor shower can be spectacular. And that also means that a rocky body can also hit our planet. That's how spectacular it can be. So it's a heads up, the 13th through the 16th. And I'm going to share you a galactic alignment coming up on the 19th. That is very, very interesting. Guys, if you have any input on what's going to happen here right before the solstice, let's discuss it in the comments section. 3200 Phaethon is on its way. We'll be here at close proximity on the 16th, 2300 UTC. It's 3 miles wide. It will be 26 lunar distances away. And right in front of it will be the Geminid meteor storm. And is this Phaethon dragging any other cometary or asteroidal bodies with it? Will there be a spectacular display of the Geminids this year? Will there be a plethora of fireballs over the next 2 weeks? Let's hope so. Fireballs and Christmas lights in the sky. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. There's ways to survive and thrive. The past is the key to the future. There's information about how they thrived in Europe, in central France and Spain and Germany during the Grand Solar Minimum, using fruit walls. You can also have all different types of animals in here using permaculture systems. You got the poop, and the pee and the ammonia, everything you need. It's a heads up. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, do so now. Any questions, leave it in the comments. I get to it all. If you guys don't know where the description box is, underneath the video to the left, it says show more. Click that. It'll blow your mind. All of the things I talked about are linked there. Peace out.